Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KH No Filter Football. I am big shout out to GNA TV for sending the homies here. Andrew, what's going on, man?
All good, people. All good.
All right, I got to start off the show by apologizing to the homies and also giving myself a nice little one of these.
Okay,
So
real Chris is on multiple channels. You don't have to apologize for it.
Wait, what?
Well, for those of you who are part of KH No Filter, already subscribed and in the community, we were supposed to have other side of the coin here today, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna hide from it. I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna point fingers or anything. This is completely my fault. I mistimed the whole schedule, the time difference. I messed it all up. So he wasn't able to make it today. We're gonna try to reschedule. Hopefully, Miz, if you do see this, I am very sorry about that. So yeah, your boy messed it up. Okay, we here at KH No Filter Football, we are accountable. We take L's on the face. Pause. We take L's wherever we take them.
Unless you're me, actually, Marshall. We all saw the Premier League predictions. I'm not letting that go until next year. So we don't all take L's.
So I fucked up. Hopefully we get him back some other time. But once again, thank you everyone who came from GNA TV's community. Make sure if you haven't already signed up to GNA TV, you are signed up and subscribe to GNA TV. Subscribe over here to us as well. We do streams every Wednesday and Sunday where we talk about Chelsea, and we do it unfiltered because it is how it is. Sometimes you need to be told the truth. And unfiltered wise, today I took an L to the face. So that's unfiltered as well. So, yeah, the fucking timing in the U.S. is so dumb. I thought it was a 10-hour difference. It's actually 14. What are you saying, Chris?
Even the chat's unfilled. Look, it's disgusting.
There you go. We
Oh
what
my
you like
God.
about our chat, though?
Jesus Christ! I just looked at what
I just
was
saw
said.
what that said.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. It's literally spreading now. The news of me being Welsh. I guess
but
now
Chris,
it's finally here.
Chris doesn't.
You make it
chat
pretty
shit.
obvious, though, Will. Or not Will. I mean,
Will.
sorry.
Jesus Christ! what
Yeah,
was
I
it?
don't know.
I'm sorry.
I think when it kept hearing literally Alex mention it over and over, or Andrew, or someone else.
Oh,
Yeah,
blame
it's
Andrew.
just gonna-
Blame Andrew.
No, I blame.
Are you kidding me, Chris?
Alex.
You freaking wank over
Gareth Bale.
Bale all the time,
Why not?
and
He's a
Dan
great player.
James.
He's not sheep.
You make it so obvious you're Welsh.
Yeah,
Although he's not,
What
he's
are you out
English.
here blaming
I'm
everyone
joking,
else
Chris.
for?
I'm joking.
I'm both.
I'm joking,
both.
Chris. I'm joking, Chris. Relax. You're from Shrewsbury, which is pretty much Wales. We don't count
Oh,
Shrewsbury.
Jesus, do you have to really say where I'm from?
Oh shit. Look, Chris. I know. Shit. Sorry.
Shrewsbury
Hey,
Hall.
stop talking.
Chris.
Anyways,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
You're bad as Holland,
welcome
man.
to the show. I am Marshalldbdx, your host today, and I'm accompanied
I got
by
leveled
my
up.
great panel, as always, the homies here. Will, how are you doing, my friend?
I mean, Chris is not from Shrewsbury, people. I lied. He's actually from New York. So there we are.
New York's-berry.
Yeah, he's from New York, so we can put that
He's
allegation to bed.
He's from Shrewsbury here in New Jersey. Which,
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah, exactly.
Chris, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really true. There's a Shrewsbury here in New Jersey.
I know. I mean, there's a lot of.
everything is here
I'm
in New
pretty sure a
Jersey.
lot of. I mean, I swear that's why New England's called New England because like a lot of English people founded a lot of places there. So that's why a lot
What, they
of
just
places-
duplicated the names over from fucking.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I know. I my friend's family live in New England.
Listen, we can't talk about where Chris is from. There's a trial coming up. So.
Oh my fucking god! He's not Basuma, Andrew. Jesus Christ!
be-
He's not.
It's gonna be broadcasted like the fucking Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation.
Jesus Christ! But we're gonna find out Chris is actually a hologram. It's just gonna be a picture of his dog
Wait, excuse
just
me.
on the TV.
I mean, Chris is a dog, as far as I'm aware.
I think Chris is a soundboard.
You
That's
literally
what I
seen
think he
a
is.
picture of me. Come on.
Chris is a soundboard.
See, Chris, we
Yeah, Chris is just a very well optimized soundboard.
yeah.
Andrew, how you
Very,
doing, my
very
friend?
advanced because it can say a lot of words if it wants
I'm
to.
doing well.
It can say like
I've,
Marshall shit a Halo or something.
I'm doing
Oh,
well.
that's
This
true.
guy.
I want this transfer window to end already.
Bro, we haven't even started yet.
I don't mean in terms. I'm not complaining about we haven't bought anyone. Just the whole thing of daily. I want it to be like I want them to make a new rule. It's only going to be 2 weeks long from now on. The transfer window, so it forces people to do their business and everything like that. And once again today we'll discuss. Of course, one of the main topics was Sterling. People again bringing up who he's compared to, which I just
I'm blocking people that say the words.
I don't understand, but I'm very happy to be here nonetheless. And happy Father's Day to everyone in the chat.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day to everyone who celebrates.
Not me.
Appreciate you people.
Mine left.
And you can congratulate me, chat, because I am all your daddy. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
yeah, Andrew's got 47 kids around the world. We might. That's a rough estimate.
I think my dad's got that.
I've forgotten a certain section of my 20s.
But Chris,
I can't remember anymore. So.
Chris, we love your dad though for making you Chris. In that
you don't love him.
I do love your dad because he's made many real Chris's around the world. Loads of holograms, just loving their life, eating Subways.
And the whole country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, happy Father's
Day. I
mean,
that's the only takeaway you can get where you live, isn't it, Chris? Subway. They haven't found McDonald's yet.
I can fill in for you, Chris.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Good.
Declared if you're above 40, then yeah, maybe you can.
Oh my goodness.
Let's move away from this. I feel disturbed.
Yes, let me get this off-rail train back on rail. Let's get back to the show. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like the video, show your support, get this algorithm working and flexing in our favor. Leave a comment if you're watching this in the future. Also, apologies if you're watching this in the future. Miz is not here. I'm sorry. We'll get him back next time. Anyways, subscribe if you're new. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss our future uploads. Check out the description for all links towards my channel and stuff. And we got Winter Surfers Twitter on there as well. And super chat option is available. We'll read your chat if you donate. And super thanks is also an option. We'll read those comments in future videos as well. So let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's only fair we start off by talking about the thing that is worrying us the most, or at least me, is Barcelona, who for the longest time was linked with everyone, and everyone was calling out their bullshit, saying you guys aren't gonna get shit because you're bankrupt and you have no money at all. You can barely fucking afford the Camp Nou. You're getting weddings, you're doing orgies and all these fucking weird things just to raise money and funds, and all of a sudden they sell their assets, right? Whatever the hell, they sell everything. They fucking sell half of Xavi's fucking soul for 700 million, which they're gonna get back. They're gonna pay it off.
They're selling Kessie's nudes. That's what they're doing.
They're fucking opening up OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden they have plenty of money to buy every single player that they're fucking linked with, which is half the fucking transfer market. So I don't.
They're looking at Rafinha as well now. Oh.
Jesus Christ! Like I was calling out their bullshit for the longest time, and now all of a sudden it's not bullshit. That's another L.
What's not bullshit though? Because apparently they can't spend as much as we think, because they can't spend all that money.
Of course they can't. But Chris, I remember I think I was speaking to you, Chris, over text when it was happening, and Barcelona fans are the funniest fan base in the world. Seeing their reaction. I felt like I was just watching a TV program, seeing their reaction to the.
I love their reactions when when that bald guy was outside the gate crying.
I saw a video of a Barcelona fan humping their wall, like thrusting on their wall in reaction to the news. They're just such a weird fan base. They're just so weird.
Yeah, listen, okay, so they obviously have to pay off their shit, right? Obviously, they're not going to get every single player they're linked with, but they're linked with a lot of Chelsea targets. And as far as I'm aware, a lot of Chelsea targets have been getting swiped away right under our noses. Look at Perisic. Look at Yves Bissouma, which that was a big blow to us. now we're almost certainly going to be going for Rice or really linked with Rice. So Marcus Alonso, the positive sides of this is I'm hoping Marcus Alonso goes, and I'm hoping that, well, I'm not hoping. I mean,
as well. They're going to get Aspie.
I'm not hoping Aspie leaves, but at the same time, I'm not really hoping he stays. I'm very in the middle. I'm not going to be upset if he leaves. I'm not going to be upset if he goes. I think people may be a little bit overreacting over like Aspie's ability to be in a team. That's a whole nother video we can do on that. But Koulibaly, Dembele, which that's another thing we got to talk about. Dembele talking and saying that he's going to be staying at Barca, which this is my take, guys. This is my take. And then Will, I would like to hear your take on this, and maybe Andrew and Chris, if you guys have any different takes. But I just think because he's under contract under Barca right now, still until June 1st, right? He's still not a free agent until June 1st. He's probably going to be July 1st. I'm sorry. He's probably going to be professional and say that. Well, then again, it's Dembele. He's not really known for being professional, but he's probably going to be professional and say, I'm still at Barca. I'm not interested in other clubs, yada, yada, yada. Kind of like how Lukaku's been pulling our leg and saying, oh, he's going to try to make it work out at Chelsea. He's doing the complete opposite. So I think he's just being professional. Come July 1st, maybe he decides, no, fuck them, and then leaves. So, well, I don't know if you share the same sentiment.
I'm willing to bet money that he leaves Barcelona. The only thing stopping us from getting Dembele, I think, is us. I think if we have worries about his injuries and whatever, which there's been some reports today that apparently we do. Apart from that, that's the only thing that worries me about this deal. I think he's going to leave either way.
We're talking about Dembele, right?
Yeah, he doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to stay at Barcelona.
Thank you. Sorry. I was reading chat. Also declared, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, man. But anyway.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday declared. What were you saying, Chris, about
it's about Dembele, right? Yeah, like, you saw like a few weeks ago, like that Grime said it's 100% done. Jester, I believe my boy, he said it's completely done, 100%. It's 100% done in July,
Jester stocks, you know, Jester stocks.
Yeah, I'm believing in him. Like he said in July, I think. So whatever happens in July, give Grimes all the flowers, I guess. If it does happen,
I'm waiting for the on-scene dagger. That's when I get happy these days. Not the here we go, but the on-scene
But as
dagger.
well as news as well, like him wanting to be like a star at Chelsea, not like a rotational player. So he would have like ambition to, do stuff at Chelsea.
That's so sad, isn't it? That we have to convince the most creative winger in Europe last season that he won't.
You should look at our attacks at Jamstan over this.
Like Jesus Christ.
It's kind of crazy for me too, because like, if we're struggling to sign players, but like Man City and Liverpool, they have this huge pulling power, and they haven't been struggling at all. It makes me think that, like, even despite winning the Champions League last season, we still, or the season before, I guess, because last season is technically just passed, but you guys know what I mean. Despite winning the Champions League 2 years ago, we don't have as much pulling power as both those clubs who have really done nothing.
Do you think?
I don't know.
It just feels that way to me, you know?
I know it feels that way, but like our our players we're looking at is Dembele, Koundé, and Declan Rice maybe as well.
Sterling as well now.
And they haven't gone to no one else yet or nothing. I've got to do something one sec.
Andrew, do you feel the same way? Do you feel like pulling power for Chelsea has kind of gone away, or am I overreacting?
Well, the issue is we're now under new ownership. So it's different, even though some of the negotiators might be the same, we're under different contexts. We don't know, no one knows what this ownership is going to do or what they're going to do, and how they're going to do it. So there is different kind of pull. This time last month, we couldn't sell a Mars bar at Stamford Bridge. So, it's like, so I just think, going back to the original point about Barcelona, I think everyone reading into the fact that, they've got this money pumped in needs to read into it more carefully, because they still have an issue with paying wages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for every like $1 or something, it's really, I have to look at it again, something like every $1 they spend, they have to pay about 4 or something like that. It's really weird how it is. They still owe players from last season who they asked to take a 50% pay cut to help them. They still owe PK about 50 million euros. On payments. So I wouldn't be like, oh, Barcelona are back. Yeah. I think this injection boost, it will be used on transfers, but I don't think it's going to be used on transfers as many people think. I think the bulk of it is going to be used on wages. So they can spend on transfers. They have to get that because remember they want to re-sign Gavi as well. To a big contract. Frankie De Jong hasn't left yet, and he's still earning 400 grand a week, euros. And I think everyone needs to. I mean, the headline's great. Barcelona get a cash injection, but look what it's being used for. Remember, they haven't announced. They haven't announced Kessie or Christensen officially signing yet. So that's more money more money on wages and signing on bonuses as well. So I wouldn't be like, well, they will sign some players.
I think they're mental.
Reading into like, oh, they're being linked with Koundé. They're trying to offer players, because they haven't got enough funds, and it's like Sevilla just wants straight out cash, because they want to spend it on. They've got. I think it's this week. There might be a deadline that they're on, or next week that they're on. They need to pay something back. I was reading a couple of weeks ago, so I wouldn't be all like doom and gloom about Barcelona. I mean, they might buy Rafinha fine, but that's because Leeds have reduced the price to 40 million euros. Yeah, it's not now 70 as it was before.
We should buy Rafinha. Goddammit.
It's fucking. I think they're mental because they're trying to sell De Jong, but then there's links of them wanting to use that to get Bernardo Silva. Are you insane? Like, are you mental?
That's the thing. We're going to be. It doesn't make any sense because they're just going to be in the same position they were this year, next year. If they're going to spend all that money, they
don't. I mean, would you be surprised though if they ended up being like?
Surprised. I mean, they spent 50 million on Ferran Torres.
Oh my god!
January.
So they don't even. Yeah, sorry.
What Aubameyang's wages are on.
Lewandowski as well.
I can only imagine.
They're trying,
Lewandowski.
They're trying to buy Lewandowski because that's 40 million euros plus his wages. So they're going to be in the same position as they were. It's reckless spending. I wouldn't listen. I trust H. Grimes. She seems to think Dembele's done. I can't remember the last thing she said about Koundé. But every Chelsea tier 1 that I've read basically has basically said we're in the driving seat for Koundé. Was still in contact with his camp and everything like that. It's just trying to get. I think what we're trying to do, because he's had the injury, we're trying to get him to drive down the price. Even more. It's a difference of like.
It's typical Chelsea to do that.
It's typical they do that. Just I would in this instance, because it's so little, I would just pay what they're asking. Not even asking for a release clause. They're just asking about £55 million or something like that, which is.
It's not so bad.
Not so bad when you're being like quoted 40 million for Koulibaly, who's 7 years older, a lot older, and De Ligt's probably been quoted about 80 million euros.
Yep.
So, and that's to entertain. That's even to entertain Juventus.
It's just the market prices just go up, and I don't think 50 million's that bad today.
I think De Ligt, you'd have to wait for him to run out his contract. I think that's what will happen.
I wouldn't fear Barca that much in terms of that because of the way the money has to be split that they're getting injected.
Do you know what's confusing though with Barcelona? Like they literally don't even have to recklessly spend to have good players. Like their academy's the best in the world. Look at they produce Pedri, Gavi. Like ideally, you don't even necessarily need to get a Frankie De Jong replacement. You've got Gavi and Pedri who are going to start for like 10 years. That's what Xavi wants to do in terms of bringing back a whole Spanish around like he had essentially. That's why even though they're not that good anymore, you have the links of Alonso and Azpilicueta in there, and then you have the odd foreign import here and there, like a Kessie, Christensen, and Lewandowski. Kessie's so good for them if they can get that done. That's such a good signing. I think that's what he's trying to build. Essentially, that's why he wants. That's why he's not really fussy on going. Yeah, he doesn't see him as a fit. I think if you ask a lot of people in Spain, you'd say that Gavi in 3 years' time, is he going to be far off De Jong in 3 years' time? I I personally think Gavi's one of the best talents in the world. I think he's going to be. I don't think they'll have any problem replacing De Jong. Although you could say De Jong's better technically, maybe, but I think Gavi can fill his boots 100%.
Well, the base is to try and do a 2.0 version or whatever you call it of have Kessie at the base, and then you have to replace Busquets, who's obviously older.
Yeah,
and then you have either side. You have Pedri and Gavi.
They'll probably produce more academy players that are good enough as well to fill in roles.
You know, I just think, you know, that's why I don't like this. I don't like the transfer market on social media because it's a daily thing. Whereas like Aces, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, well, like you said, oh man, like the Basuma thing. It's like, as a headline, you go, yeah, how can we not get Basuma for 25 million? But he's got this court case hanging over him.
We wasn't looking at him.
And like I said, if we were really in for him, do you not think we would? It would say like, you know, we were in for him. Oh man, Chelsea just missed out.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about him prior to
that.
It's
just the fans wanted him.
Yeah, the fans wanted him. Fans want every single player.
Yeah.
And then they go, I can't believe we didn't go for him. Or I can't believe we lost out.
Fair enough.
Like, well,
it is a deal I felt like we could have missed out on, but like,
I agree. I'm disappointed we didn't go for him. That's the difference. Yeah. It's like you should feel like that. So.
Yeah, we should look down, but maybe like you said, like he has a court case, and if it did go wrong and he was guilty or something, then we've failed. Then
like,
I think Kamara is the one we stupidly didn't go, like fucking hell. Kamara on a free.
Well,
I think Kamara's smart though.
Yeah, because he's
going to use Villa as a stepping stone. That's why he didn't go to Atletico Madrid. If you remember, he was linked to Atletico Madrid.
Kamara reeks of joining City in 3 years' time or fucking United or something.
That's what I mean. So, listen, it's one of those things. It might be frustrating, but in a week's time, we might be talking about 2 signings and then everyone's happy again. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those.
Yeah, the 2 main signings is Dembele and Kunde. Get them done first and then look at others maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Sterling. I saw
that's going to be. I reckon that's done by the next couple of weeks. I really think.
Well,
I think the most important thing is to get Lukaku out this week.
Yeah.
So do you guys think Lukaku is what's holding up this whole like transfer?
Not really, but
Sterling apparently.
I don't necessarily read into that too
apparently
much.
So.
I think.
I'm just saying apparently.
The thing is, it's like everyone. I swear, I think on June 10th, they were expecting like some type of, you know, oversized press conference, like sometimes stereotypical American owners are judged by, you know, where they're like, you know, like by other people, that, you know, the big conference. Bodie steps up, but there's a giant sheet behind him, and then, you know, he unveils 7 players. You know,
like a whole PowerPoint kind of keynote presentation.
That'd be great. I'd love that.
I was gonna say Sterling.
He live streams it.
Is the 35 million like true? Because if that's like somewhat like
it could be plus add-ons.
Okay, I would take that still because.
Wait, for who?
Sterling.
Oh, okay. I'm only just learning about the whole Sterling thing. I didn't prep for Sterling at all.
Apparently, Sterling can be 35 million with add-ons or whatever. I think that's a great deal, a really good deal.
But but the whole thing is like, oh, why didn't Chelsea? Why haven't we done this? Why haven't we done that? Well, it's like, I think we are going to see, apart from the defence, every other else in sections of the team, it's going to be a 1 in, 1 out policy.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, if everyone wants to do so, say we buy Sterling and Dembele.
Yeah.
That's then 8 potential. You've got 8 attackers on your books, right? First team that could be in a first team squad. It's like, whoa, buddy, you know what I mean? So you get Lukaku out first of all because it just takes away a grey cloud, you know.
And then you probably take out Timo next.
Then you probably take out Timo or Ziyech next.
Yeah. Or a Doy on loan.
A Doy on loan. Or
a Doy would be like good to like get him on loan or something.
A potential Pulisic transfer, maybe.
Is Pulisic on the lock though?
I don't know. It depends on someone.
I think Doy has been linked with Brighton on loan this week.
But it's like, honestly, it's like I don't know what people were expecting. We literally couldn't. People's jobs are on the line. Like, May 31st. Like,
Yeah.
I understand. It's like it's a takeover. They're new to this. They're still listen. It's one of those things. It's different from American sports where you can trade like about 7 players at one time. You know,
Pretty much.
In different sport, you know, it's not. You have to pay I swear, some Americans still don't understand why we pay a transfer fee and then a contract. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what?
I still don't get it. You're not wrong.
You have to pay money up.
Why are you guys paying twice?
Yeah. It's like, what? It's like, you're paying twice? What is this? But once again, it's just the level of some in this fan base, the level of patience that they don't have. It's like,
Yeah.
Did you not remember last summer when we hardly did anything until the season began?
To the freaking very end.
I feel
my
feel
God.
like some of our fans just need to enjoy the summer, like without
Remember-
thinking about football time.
Exactly.
Remember how Kai had us all panicked? Kai was just constantly in the chat, like Kai every day, just Kai depressing me more and more.
I think I
It's
muted
gonna
the
be like
group chat.
2008 or whatever.
I muted the fucking group chat, I think, at that time.
Sorry.
Oh,
Kai.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
You had Kai was just really upset the whole time. I mean, with good reason. Now in hindsight, he was totally right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I just like stress free in the summer when it comes to transfers. This is what it is. I got no control over
You
it.
know,
Chris just watches the F1,
I-
you know.
Yep, some
I
F1.
really appreciate Andrew being here, being the voice of reason. He's calmed me down in my hormones and all that. I was worried about Barcelona. And he's like, no, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, if they're stupid, they'll fucking be like, hey, guys, let's get transfers. And if we get all these transfers, all these players, and people buy shirts,
100 mil Bernardo
that'll be
Silva,
enough.
you know. 100 mil
yeah.
Bernardo
Let
Silva.
them spend. Let them spend. They go further and deeper down, you know. And let's see, you know.
Maybe eventually they'll get
in
bankrupt.
2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years time, you pick advantage. You go to a Gavi and a Pedri, and you pick them off for something cheap. That's not even in their buyout.
The liquidation
books.
sale?
Yeah.
I think it might be PR for Barcelona though, like to blow out this 700 million for their fans and everything, get them all
That's
hyped.
what it is. That's what
Yeah.
you get this headline, and then you context and you read it and you go, well, it's not 700 million.
Yeah.
For just transfers, you know what I mean? It's like 700
Yeah.
million to help your club run.
Yeah. It's
They
like our
need to
1.7 billion. It's like our 1.7 billion from Todd Bowley in our club. Like
They need
entirely.
to literally they need to pay 500 million off of it in debt. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly, and it's also declared, right? There's also internal things, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch.
Yeah.
Who's staying? Who's on the board? Who's negotiating? You know, are they going?
Yeah, we don't even know if Marina's staying or going.
she's probably gonna go, isn't
She's
she?
probably going to go before his transfer
transfer,
thing
yeah.
goes. Or do you convince her to stay on and then leave after the transfer window? And then it's like internally, it's like, who does the manager want? You know, realistically, tell me now who you want to get rid of, because I don't want to, in 6 months' time, hear you complaining internally you've still got this person. Who do you want? Who do you want to keep? Who do you want to hand new contracts out to? Obviously, Reece James and Mount at the top of that list, regarding reports.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with Kante and Jorginho? Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, and then the loan players coming back. Who do you want to keep? Who do you want to sell?
There's a new loan rule as well, isn't there?
New loan rule now as well. In the Premier League, you can only 8 players over
Something like that, yeah.
23 or something like that, and then listen, and people, why didn't they get this sorted out before? Dude, there was a takeover.
Yeah, we had to wait for the UK to approve it.
Yeah, they're just buying the club on the 31st of May.
Yeah,
we haven't officially launched our new kit. New season tickets were only available from
the
Friday.
Megastore just opened not long ago as well.
Just opened. People's jobs are secured. What
I
do
think
you
it's
want?
the click
even
of finger.
on
Some
sale
people
yet.
just think it's the click
What
of
do you
finger.
want?
Like,
I think like helicopter with Todd Bowley propelling down with a cake
All right,
and a
we're-
guitar.
They
Yeah.
want the they want
Andrew, you take over. There you go.
But rocking a guitar, singing Carefree, whether it be rocking it style, in the middle of the pitch.
they want it to be like a fan cam style thing where they walk out with their sunglasses
It's
on.
not
You know?
Preach,
FIFA.
Andrew, preach.
It's not FIFA. Do you know what I mean? You can't bring like one season and go, oh shit, I need these 18 players out, and then buy 18 players in. It's not Roman
What kind of La La
Abramovich.
Land is that?
It's also not Roman Abramovich here. And people can go, oh, it's not like Roman Abramovich. Apart from 2020 summer, when have we ever bought 6 or 7 players in previously to that? Good players, mind. Do you know what I mean? Or goodish players. at the
Yeah,
time.
I'm not classing that 2017 with like 4
Exactly.
dead players.
We still got players from 20. We still got Baba Rahman and Matt Miazga on these books at Chelsea. We just let go of Drinkwater. We got Bakayoko coming back. We got Zappa Costa. Oh, he's sold now. We got Barkley still in the team. I mean, squad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, we've got Kepo's on 155 grand on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, why
Kepa
don't
was a
people
panic buy
understand
from
about
Roman's
what do people
side.
understand about this? We need to reduce the. These guys are about numbers, right? They're Americans. They're businessmen. They're normally about numbers and stats, right? Move me in the bottom. I don't feel right about this. Move me in the bottom.
I got you.
But what do people don't understand about this? They're numbers driven, right? They're all about making money, yeah, as well. They're going to look at the squad, who's putting up numbers and who isn't, and what are they worth? Are they worth that?
Our attacker's in danger then.
All our attacks are in danger. I'll tell you what, they're all in danger. Every single
If they're gonna look at numbers, our attacks, like, yeah, this ain't good enough.
Oh my god. They would
Kai Havertz might get shipped off next season.
Calculate
if
per
it don't
goal
improve.
and yearly wage. They'll think nearly half the squad, over half the squad, are severely overpaid. That's what they'll think. But you know,
Maybe I want that with Todd Bowley. You know, like how Roman was like ruthless with like managers when he first came in. Maybe you have to be ruthless with the players, not the manager.
exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
The reason the players are comfortable under the old regime is that they knew they could have a stinker. The manager could be out within 2 months, right? Now I'm hoping it's the reverse. If you have a stinker, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't
that,
Ziyech
you're
even
gone.
say that?
Yeah.
Ziyech had something along the lines like he knew that his position was fine because, you know, it's the managers that usually fucking take the L. Managers are usually the ones that hold it.
Exactly.
It's
They
a
got
cheaper
rid of-
way
they
to
got
do.
rid of the They got rid of the best. He's a shit manager, but you got best of the best player in this club's history, legend. Because you got down tools and couldn't be bothered to play. They got rid of them, so of course they're comfortable. Now it should be, listen, they should be empowering Tuchel and going, listen, he's the boss. He's going to stay. We want him to stay here longer than any of you.
We should
Yeah,
make
they
them
should-
crawl
that's-
through. We should make them crawl through mud if they don't.
Yes.
That's what we should do. We should film them and put it on Chelsea's YouTube.
With the
That'd be
fucking
great.
electrified barbed wire coming down. Like
I mean, he did
fucking
it to
the Tough
Emre
Mudder
Moore,
events
and
here
Emre
in
Moore
Yeah.
was bossing on Celta Vigo reserves. So, yeah.
What's that?
We need
What's
to
that
bring back-
Salt Course game show in the UK and the States recently?
Game show,
last
I
10
don't
years.
know.
10
Well,
years, these
there's the
Split
Tough
and Steel?
Mudder.
Huh?
They don't broadcast it, but there's
What,
the
Total
Tough
Wipeout?
Mudder.
Total Wipeout, that's it.
Oh, Total Wipeout. Yeah.
That'd
They
be
should make
fun.
him do that. They should make him do that, but actual like.
I agree with
You gotta pass on each every single one.
With piranhas or something like that. I don't know. Like,
Piranhas, oh
Yeah.
my god.
And they have to swing on barbed wire stuff. Make them go. Make them earn that.
We don't want to kill our players, Andrew.
Well, no. We don't
I mean, survival of the fittest, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Jorginho might be fucked in that.
Hey. Yeah, fight survival of the fittest, isn't it? It's like,
You can't throw
smart.
Kante in there. He'd be smiling, so please don't throw me down
Conte
there.
will do just fine.
Kante, yeah, he's got good stamina, so he might get
Conte
away.
will do it smiling the whole time.
Breaststroking.
But you know.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, that was very good. You know what? I feel calmer now. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was a little worried about the
It's
whole.
the unknown. It's the unknown. Everyone's
Yeah.
scared because it's the unknown, right? Everyone's scared
Yeah.
because Roman Abramovich is not there anymore. But it's like, listen, he was a fantastic Roman Abramovich, but don't romanticize the entire thing that we were spending 200 million per summer for the last 10 years
Yeah.
when we weren't. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
On
Chelsea
average, it's like
transfer-
100 million, Andrew.
yeah, Chelsea transfers have always been slow, or
Yeah.
deemed as slow because they don't release a lot of information. So, you know, it's one of those.
I feel like as we speak, Todd Bowley's fantastic mane of hair is slowly just falling off because of the amount of stress and stuff that he has to deal with just within the club and between all the sanctions and all the stuff that happened in that time of him trying to take over. It's a lot of stuff to deal with. So I get it 100%. So Listen, at the end of the day, as long as we get signings that Tuchel needs and Tuchel wants, which, by the way, is Tuchel even back from vacation? Wasn't he on break for a minute this whole time too?
I don't know. I know he said he wasn't going on vacations, and maybe that was just.
I think he's got back with his ex.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah, he got back with his wife and stuff, his ex, and they hashed things out. And someone saw him while they were out, and yeah,
it was ordering pizza. Bless him.
Maybe he's just like with the kid. Was they with kids or?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I have no.
I mean, I don't know, Chris.
Maybe he's done off the divorce papers.
I'm not his personal photographer, Chris. I would not know who's there.
I don't know. I don't know the reason why they split up and don't need to know, but
yeah, it is what it is.
The Jeremy Cole show.
Jesus. It's just the amount of stress probably from football.
She wanted LUKAKU to sign this
Yeah, it's probably what it is. 22 of you guys watching, make sure you smash that like button. On to the next one. Speaking of Lukaku, actually. All right. This is another hot topic that has been going on. A lot of stuff going on around Lukaku about now more than ever. I'm hearing more so that Denzel Dumfries is going to be part of a swap deal. I don't know if the swap deal is legit, but let's pretend like it is, right? Denzel Dumfries, part of a swap deal for Lukaku. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like Denzel Dumfries was the hot commodity for the Euros, and then after the Euros, he kind of just disappeared. I haven't heard from him from Inter or anything, which leads to tell me that it didn't go too well for him in Inter. It wasn't that great. Which I don't know. I mean, Will, you seem to be pretty adamant about not wanting Dumfries.
I'd pay them to keep Dumfries. I'd pay them to keep Dumfries. I'd just no. If you want to take the piss into, you can shove your deal up your ass and put Lukaku in the reserves. If that's the game they want to play, they can fuck themselves. At least don't take the piss into. Give us Bastoni. Come on, don't take the piss. Just give us Bastoni. We need a centre back. You want Lukaku back. Don't give us.
But Bastoni has expressed that he wanted to stay at Inter, or
that's
according to his
fine.
manager, he wants to stay at Inter. There's
other players that are Inter that, Barella could have him. I don't really like the Taro, but I'll take him over fucking Dumfries. That's not Dumfries. They're valuing him at like 60 million euros, which is fucking disgraceful.
I heard 45.
Oh, okay, 45. That's still disgraceful. But no, just don't. Just don't give us Dumfries. He's stiff on the ball. He's not great defensively. There's nothing really. His final ball's all right, but he's. God, no. Not even as a backup.
I don't even know if Dumfries had a good season. Did he have a good season?
Dest is so much better than him. Dest is so much better than him.
I'd rather Dest, but that's because I've been keeping track of Dest, and I've seen Dest play for Barcelona and
Dest
for
suits us way better. He suits us way better.
I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole Lukaku swap deal for Dumfries?
I've read. I think they're stepping away from any swap deal.
Thank God.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's a swap deal. Like that's so unheard of.
I think the reason that the loan fee might be a bit smaller than people thought, an initial 20 million euros, is because they're trying to sign someone from Inter, whether that's Dumfries or Skriniar. And get a discount on them because they let the Lukaku loan go a bit smaller than what was first perceived. My conspiracy theory thing on Dest is that we're not going to sign Dest and give Barca money while there's a slight interest in Koundé.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's my conspiracy theory. Like give him extra stuff to do that. Dest would be fine. Dest could only. I've really speaking to a lot of American fans. Dest really is just a wing back.
Yep.
At right back, there is issues.
Can you play wing?
Something with Dumfries is that I think 40 million euros I saw was the price. Listen, I think options out there for I wouldn't say backup, but let's say squad player.
Yeah.
A right wing back, given that we have Reece James who can play there.
Yeah.
It limits us. It's sort of like a Harry Kane striker problem with Spurs in terms of you know Reece James is the numero uno at right wing back or right back, no matter what we're going to take. So options to bring someone in are going to be limited because we can't do that. 45 million euros is, or 45 million pounds. 45 million pounds is a new 20 million pounds 5 years ago. Same with now 100 million pounds is a new 50 million for before Neymar's transfer. So listen, if we the money coming in, the money going out will be offset by money coming in, right? So it's one of those. Or do you promote from Cobham? I don't know who you promote. I know
who would you promote? Isn't Levi Colwell is the only one that really plays up?
He's a centre back though, isn't he?
Dijon Sterling, but I'm not. I'm not that. I don't want another youth product in this squad.
We've got a lot.
We have too many as it is, and it overbalances the squad. We've become like a top tier Southampton in terms of how many youth products we have in our squad, which is obviously too much at the moment. Yeah. So Dumfries may be an alternative to use. Hakimi's not going to happen because you think the price of Dumfries would be mad. Hakimi.
Oh yeah.
Spurs
double that.
Spurs are close to signing Jed Spence from Middlesbrough. He was on loan at Forest this year, and obviously helped them go up. They're close to signing him for like 10 million. So
I think Spurs' right back issue is clearer than ours because Emerson Chicken Royale is one of the worst right backs, and Doherty is mug. I know he had a bit of a resurgence second up, but
still shit.
He was still bad. So
Emerson Chicken Royale. Holy shit!
He's terrible. I can't Barcelona finesse Spurs to get £30 million out.
It's 30 million.
30 million they paid for him, in total. So I just think it's like the left back thing. Left back's a bit more, and it's a bit more questionable because of how Chilwell returns from the knee injury long term. But even if he didn't, even he had that, we still had that problem about getting someone in because knowing that Chilwell's the number one. Essentially,
it's hard. With the left-sided wing-back, I think there's also a lot more better value for money than there is for right wing-backs. I think there's more good options out there that would be easier to do them. But as you said, Chilwell could come back the same old Chilwell, or he could be out of himself.
I don't think they'll buy a. I don't think they'll buy a left back unless Emerson insists on leaving. I think Alonso will definitely go. If Emerson doesn't kick up a fuss and insist on leaving, I think they'll leave it for a summer, knowing they've got adequate, unless there's another serious injury to Chilwell, they've got adequate backup or a rotational piece to play in the lesser league games and less cup games and lesser group stage games of the Champions League. Because it's a clustered season, the Champions League group games are a lot sooner than they were before. Because remember they used to go from September to December, and now they're going to be completed like before November. So it's like it's one of those. So it's a fascinating summer, because we're just talking about right back. We could get centre backs in. A new backup goalkeeper, possibly midfielder in, and potentially two attackers. So,
Andrew, what's the fucking odds that we see Dembele at wing back at least once? Jesus fucking Christ! Just imagine.
And wing back,
happen, I feel.
Even with someone like wing back, it's gonna be attack and wing back. He's gonna be like
I'm half joking, half not.
Chris, I don't see Dembele at right wing back.
Yeah, but I know. But you've seen, and it's like you said, you see him at that position. But we're gonna be seeing him up forward, like he ain't gonna be.
I was half joking
because of the inadequate replacement we had for James. Aspie in terms of he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
and then Cho because he was pacey and fast.
And he's got good work rate. He can run up and down. Fairness to him.
This is probably an unpopular opinion, but the thing with Aspie, I feel, is that no one was complaining about Aspie for 2/3 of the season. Then the final third of the season, all of a sudden, Aspie had a howler of a performance. But you take into consideration that Aspie was been overplayed by that point, and just over and over, just how many 90-minute games did he have after that? Like no one was complaining about Aspie during the Real Madrid second leg game.
No, if we had a,
he was playing fantastic.
Yeah.
If we had built a squad right and an adequate replacement, Aspie would have would be in and out.
Yeah.
You know, if we had someone there who could replace James, and then Aspie could just concentrate on the right centre back here and there. As he is, he can't bomb up and down.
No, we can't.
Not for like constant amount of games, like especially not for those high press games like Liverpool's or
Yeah.
the Man City games.
Kunde's that guy who can do that role. I think what Aspie does in centre back.
But this is where I want Aspie as a backup, as a right centre back. Aspie should be a backup for centre backs, not a wing back.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't that happen one game? No, that didn't happen.
No.
Right?
You're getting confused with the youth player who looks like Timo Werner, who was playing wing back.
I think Ziyech played wing back one game.
He did, yeah.
But Ziyech as a wing back wasn't that bad of an option because he likes it. Even at right wing, he likes to drop down the defense all the time. Pulisic.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek played wing back. And Saul.
Yep.
I mean,
everybody plays wing back.
Saul got scammed.
This is how rubbish the squad was put together. How rubbish it was put together. They were playing Ruben Loftus-Cheek at wing back at the Bernabeu. I mean, that's like one of those quizzes or even what's wrong with this sentence, and it's like Ruben Loftus-Cheek wing back at the Bernabeu. It's like what? That's not supposed to happen. It's like an alternative reality or something.
We should just basically put our attackers in defense, like wing backs and everything, and put our like Reece James, Alonso.
We should put Ziyech and Pulisic at wing back and put Chilwell and Reece James in the top three because they finished better.
All three of them.
Some of the forwards. You know
Alonso on the right, Reece James in the middle, and Chilwell on the left.
Yeah. That's what we should do. You know.
I would love that.
I looked at Dumfries' stats this season, and I know the stats don't necessarily tell you everything, at least the ones I'm looking at. 5 goals, 5 assists in 33 games played, and 2,000. No, not 2,000. Is that 2,000? Is this minutes per goal? Minutes played? I guess it is 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 minutes and 25. Yeah, 2,025 minutes.
Do you have the ability to bring up Perisic's numbers?
Sure. Yeah, right now. I'm looking it up right now.
But I just want
I'm
to
on
see
transfer market.
whether it's the same or something like that. I just want to, because then it'll just tell me what the type of league it is, whether it can translate. Because obviously over here we're talking about Reece James and like double-digit goals and assists without playing 3 months of the season, and Chilwell had like I don't know if he had like 4 or 5 goals and a couple of assists for his injury. So it's like,
oh wow. But yeah, that's the thing too, because I was thinking like 5 goals, 5 assists for Serie A in like an attacking defensive position. I don't think that's very good. But I'm looking at Ivan Perisic, 35 games played, more minutes, 2,839 minutes, but 8 goals, 7 assists in the Serie A.
It's not that. Listen, it's not that far. It's not like a giant thing that we're talking about. 10 goals and 15 assists for Perisic and then 5 and 5 for Dumfries. So. Listen, I didn't watch a lot of Inter, so I don't know whether he was more defensive and Perisic was allowed to bomb on or vice versa or something like that. Listen, if we're being honest, we're buying Dumfries in not to start. Do you know what I mean? If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Hopefully not bring him in at all. Fucking hell.
If we do bring him in. Listen, the question we have is, if Tuchel wants him, that's fine. We are still allowed to judge the player.
Exactly.
I don't care if Tuchel wants him or not. So it's like when I say with the Sterling thing, we'll talk about it a bit later. It's like if Tuchel wants him, fine, but you can still judge Sterling, but judge him fairly.
Most of those, Andrew, most of those dickheads that say, for example, you know, like all the articles come out with Rice and say Tuchel really wants him, they go, I'll back your manager. Same people that say, oh, I don't want Pau Torres because he'll block this player. Like, fuck off, honestly.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
I don't care. So so bring Dumfries in. Whose path is he blocking? I don't know.
Lewis Hall, maybe. Fucking hell.
Lewis Hall? Yeah, I don't.
Who gives a shit about Lewis Hall?
Isn't Lewis Hall centre back anyways?
He's a left wing back. But, yeah.
Oh, he's a left wing back. Okay, well. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I agree with Andrew from the get-go. I always thought a swap deal with Inter. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think we're just going to go straight like whatever.
I think we'll sign.
You take Lukaku.
If there's players up for grabs, not in the swap deal, I don't think Bastoni is going to be one of them because he's first of all he's Italian. We know the club's full about the Italians.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a young-ish good Italian to prime Italian goes out of Serie A. Like everyone goes, why don't we try and nick Barella? It's like, shut up. We're never going to get Barella. No one's going to ever get Barella. And Martinez, the same thing. It's like, if Skriniar might be the one instead of Dumfries, it might be Skriniar. I know he's linked to PSG, but they're asking PSG for 70 million euros. So it's one of those things. It might be they could use this as, like I said before, lower the loan fee overall to try and lower the fee for Skriniar. So if it ends up being like 50 million euros, it might be a deal worth doing for Skriniar.
Maybe
it's always the shitter offered, isn't it? Always fucking shitter.
But Skriniar is a FIFA darling. I'll just leave it.
FIFA darling.
Oh no,
I think he has improved from my initial viewing of him, but he is a FIFA like everyone buys him.
He's so clunky in real life. He's so stiff. He always relies on the recovery. He's a very much a physical.
He might be
presence.
but he might be a player that suits a back three.
True, but even in a wide, if you look at sometimes how, and I'm not comparing him to Chalobah as a defender, but sometimes how they press our right-sided centre-back when they go into a more wide area. I worry for Skriniar in that area. I do, because he's just he's not a bad passer, but he's not that agile. He's very
That's why Skriniar is probably the less of the two, and Dumfries is probably the option. Given that Koundé, you'd want to put in that right side, more flexible, more talented in a way, who can go right centre back or right back if needed. You know what I mean? In time, so that might be it. But that's what I mean. So we have so many deals or so many holes we need to put in actual good players in this squad. It's ridiculous. Yep. So no wonder the deals might be taking a long time because there are so many deals to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Seeing the comments right now, Lee has some pretty bold predictions here when it comes to transfer. I don't know if this is gonna happen. Considering Ziyech's last interaction with Lampard was one of those fuck you for taking me off. I don't think Ziyech wants to be anywhere near Lampard. Anywhere. Rafinha off to Liverpool. Again, that's one of those things. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of upset we're not linked with Rafinha, considering how talented he is. And the attacker that we need.
I think it's just him or his man.
The thing is, it's a one in, one out. If the main target for the main two targets for the two wide positions are Dembele and Sterling, which it looks like they are, Rafinha might be third. But the point is, if he's third, that means you have to get 3 out, right? So the initial, Lukaku's the first one out. Who's the next? So I'm probably going to be Werner or Ziyech, and then one of those afterwards. So it's like, and you still have to get people to sign these players as well. It's putting them up for sale is one thing.
Take on the wages.
Negotiate. Yeah, exactly. Take on the wages. And Werner's probably going to be even harder than Lukaku to shift. Seeing that there is a club that wants Lukaku, and there's no real links or anything for Werner. There's no news on Werner, like clubs coming in for him.
I think it's just rumors though, because there was rumors with Timo Werner with Dortmund or Bayern Munich.
Everyone thinks
Bayern Munich.
They've just
that's lazy. That's
42 million. And Dortmund can't afford his wages, and they're just about to spend £33 million on Sebastian Haller. So it's like.
If Timo Werner was on 107k at Chelsea, I honestly wouldn't see it as a problem, a big problem. I understand why people are frustrated at Timo Werner because he's on 270. Should act like a player on 270 maybe. Do more numbers, score more goals or whatever. So I do understand.
Timo Werner might be a deal that's not about finances and might be included in the swap deal.
Yeah,
that's what
I can see that.
Because if you're trying to buy Timo Werner and we're asking for I would say £40 million, something like that. I don't think we're going to get asked for the 50 or what. We're trying to get as much as possible, and then you put on his 275k a week. Where it's like, okay, so we can do the wages, but the transfer fee's not done. What's the discussion on a swap deal? That's what I think. Like, it won't like with the SMS midfield, from Lazio. The deal's there, but I think
that's if Jorginho leaves, isn't it?
But that's also then a deal of like, they like Kepa, they like Emerson, they like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Sarri likes those players. It's like including them in to reduce the fee initially, or straight up swap these 2 players for that player, or 3 players for that player. So I think we're going to be looking at something like that because of like the finances that everyone has. It's not that.
I mean, now that you brought up Sarri, Lazio, Milinkovic-Savic, is it valid? I don't think they're true. I don't think we're actually linked with Milinkovic-Savic at all.
The problem is what we've been discussing.
Saul's
gone, right? So he's gone. Bring Gallagher back, whether he stays or not, but bring Gallagher back to assess him. Yeah, whether he can play in a 2 or not is a different thing. But you still got the question marks over Jorginho and Kante. I think one of them will go. I think for 2 different reasons. One of them will go because Jorginho is probably wanted by, like, say, Juventus or something like that. But Juventus are about to sign Paul Pogba to not.
And they're also letting go of Rabiot as well.
Yeah, and probably Ramsey as well. So that's initial. And Kante will probably get to move on because we're probably going to offer him a new contract at reduced wages.
Yeah,
because he doesn't warrant us paying him nearly $300,000 a week. So it's one of those. Again, though, if Loftus-Cheek though is on there for a swap, that's a 1 in 1 out thing, isn't it? So Ruben Loftus-Cheek then goes from that. Sal goes, that's 2 spots open. Gallagher, you presume, is going to fill one of them. There's rumours about Billy Gilmore, but I think they'll send him out on loan again. And then you bring SMS in, something like that. It's one of the, I think we're going to see in this transfer market, not from us, I think we might see some of the biggest in terms of like, not like the stars, but the biggest amount of swap deals you've seen for a long time.
Yeah.
Because of the finances. The Italian clubs, the reason the Italian clubs don't spend a lot is because they take people on loan for 2 years and then pay for them 2 years later, like with Chiesa for Juventus and everything like that. So he's a very good player.
I have total respect for
Milinkovic-Savic. I think he's more in line to an 8 than a traditional 6.
100%. 100%. He's all right there, but
I think he's like a Kovacic, really. Like
I think he's more of a powerhouse, though.
Yeah, you're forcing an 8 to play a 6, essentially. That's why if we get him, maybe the rumours about a formation change is quite prevalent to a 3 in midfield. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, it's fascinating.
Lee, I like your takes, Lee. They're very different. I don't know if I see Tottenham winning any trophies anytime soon. Conte is the closest thing they'll come to it, but the Premier League, that's bold.
They couldn't beat a Leicester team to the Championship. Okay? A Leicester team to the Championship. Okay? They finished 3rd in a 2-horse race. Okay? Leeds, if you know the history of the Tottenham, their motto is to dare is to do, and they forgot to add just enough. That's all that Spurs do. Okay, they're not winning the title. Okay, Conte's got a fantastic domestic league record, but they're not the front runners. Okay, you've got still Liverpool and still Man City. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm sorry, Conte is building a very good team, but I think he's going to be competing with Chelsea more than he's going to be competing with Liverpool or the likes of.
I think they're shooting for top 4 at the moment, given what the squads look like. They look like a top 4 team, definitely. But
it's going to be hard for top 4 this season.
I reserve my judgment on September 2nd.
Yeah.
After the transfer window. So, you know what I mean? So, and also it's a World Cup. Remember, it's a freaky season. It's World Cup as well. So.
World Cup in the middle.
It's gonna be so weird having a World Cup in the middle of the season now. That's gonna be really weird.
Yeah. You're gonna see the most amount of injuries you'll probably see throughout the season. So
I'm preparing as a Chelsea fan to see a lot of injuries again.
Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, get ready for that one. especially with Dembele. Or I hope not with Dembele. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen with Dembele. But yeah,
Dembele won't be playing for France anyway. Probably he won't be starting because he doesn't really play for him. He gets injured a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd be a bench player though, or like if he is fit, then they might see how he does.
Yeah,
it's just big if so.
All right, I ended the poll that we had here, and I haven't been reading these polls very often, but 37 of you guys voted, and the majority of you guys are actually not worried about Barcelona, which, there you go. Andrew, you calmed down a good majority of the fan base today. that right there, Andrew being the voice of reason, let's just,
I just think if people read. Yeah.
Yes, Andrew, it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
No, I just think if people read the actual the story, then it might take away their fears. Do you know what I mean? Instead of, it's understandable. That's why they call headlines. They grab your attention.
Yeah.
Barcelona injects 700 million euros in, and everyone goes, ah. And it's like I said, read the story. See how the money's really going to be spent. You know what I mean? So.
No, you're 100% right. And on that note, guys, 22 of you guys watching, make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Subscribe. We do these shows every Sunday and Wednesday. Once again, we were supposed to have other side of the coin, but you know what? We had a great show regardless. We'll recommunicate with Miz and see if we can reschedule him for another time. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss our future streams. Make sure you check out the links in the description. Follow Winter Surfer on his Twitter. That link is down there as well. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about today's show. Any thoughts on the whole Barcelona situation, the LUKAKU swap deal. And I think I did just about everything there. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you again on Wednesday for, I don't know what we're going to do on Wednesday. I think we might do a player analysis. What player? I don't know yet, but we'll see how that one goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you on Wednesday for another Cajun Unfiltered football stream. And thank you for being here.